Hello friends, myself Envy Lahamge, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, MVP Samaj, Nasik.
In this lecture, we will see different asymptotic notations. There are totally three types of notation you have to study in this year. That three are named as big O, omega, and theta. What is the mechanism behind asymptotic notations like big O, omega, theta? These notations gives you the upper bound, lower bound, and the middle between these bounds. Means when you will try to enter the rare cases in your program or in your algorithm, then asymptotic upper means big O is used there. Means rarest conditions are achieved in this situation. Then when you are trying to analyze or trying to reach to the minimum conditions, then omega is used, and when you are in between middle of these situations, then theta would be used there. So we will see them one by one again. First of all, we have to see the notation big O. What is the definition? Consider the definition as the function f of x is said to be big O of g of x. You have to try many conditions or many trial and errors. So we have considered or we are studying these notations in terms of your f of x and g of x, which you had studied in 11th standard in mathematics. So f of x is said to be big O of g of x if there exist two positive integer or real constant. What are there exist two positive integer or real constants such that they are c and k. Then we will analyze this big O notation by using the formula like f of x less than or equal to c of g of x for all x greater than equal to k. You have to consider this situation for big O of any algorithm or any program. I will repeat it again. The function f of x is said to be big O of g of x if there exist two real integer constants c and k such that f of x is less than or equal to c of g of x. Means when you will multiply g of x by this constant, then it will be bigger than f of x. Condition is that for all x is greater than equal to k. This big O notation or this case is used to show the asymptotic upper bound, which it will show you asymptotic upper bound for a given function. Okay. The purpose of the asymptotic growth rate notations and functions denoted by them is what is the actual purpose behind these asymptotic notations. It gives us the facilities that recognizes or it recognizes the essential characters of a complexity functions to simpler functions. Means the functions which are very complex, we can trace them or we can take their output by using many such simpler functions. This is the mechanism behind the big O notation. Then next notation is omega, and it will provide us the asymptotic lower bound. What is the mechanism or definition behind the omega notation? This provides asymptotic lower bound for a given function. Again, this function f of x said to be, this function f of x is said to be big O of g of x if there exist two positive integer or real number constants c and k such that only in this case reverse this condition that f of x is greater than or equal to c of g of x, where x is greater than or equal to k. Means in such situation, when you are trying with minimum conditions, then any number multiple of g of x can be lesser, means this f of x is always greater than c of g of x, and it will provide us the lower bound for our function. This is all about the notation omega. We will compare these two notations again. Big O is the asymptotic upper bound and omega is the asymptotic lower bound. For big O, condition was that f of x would be less than or equal to c of g of x. This is the upper bound. And for the lower bound, we will take a condition like f of x is greater than or equal to c of g of x. Only you have to invert the sign. Where these notations are going to be used? In the last lectures, we had seen that we had calculated time complexity, or we had calculated the memory time required and frequency for executions of many algorithms. So in that case, you will always count that or that frequency count or time management in terms of big O, means all the time complexity would be in terms of big O. Consider one example how we will calculate this big O. We will take one small example like the code integer I x for I equals to 1, I less than n, I plus plus, and again x equals to I into I. Take one dummy condition. Then, if we calculate the frequency count or number of times executions and the time required, then it will be calculated in t1 times. Here it is n, means it will be calculated in n number of times. It is also in n number of times. So, total time required is what? t1 plus nt2 plus nt3. Overall, maximum n time is required, and it would be denoted as a big O of n. Means it is time complexity is big O of n. Means how much time it will get to execute will be denoted as the mechanism of time complexity, and it will be denoted as a big O of that complexity. So this is all about the mechanism behind big O and omega. Now we have to study the third notation, that is the notation theta. What is the mechanism behind this notation theta? As you know that big O provide the asymptotic upper bound, omega provide the asymptotic lower bound, then definitely notation theta is the middleware between these two. Means This provides simultaneously both asymptotic upper bound and asymptotic lower bound. It provides both upper and lower bounds. So, how we will define this function? The function f of x said to be, the function f of x is said to be theta of g of x if there exist positive constants c1, c2 and k such that c2 of g of x is less than or equal to f of x is less than or equal to c1 g of x for all x greater than or equal to k. Means our original function for which we are calculating these notations, it is f of x, means it will be in between these two means for one it is upper bound and for one it is lower bound. As we know that when f of x is greater, it will provide us the lower bound, and when f of x is less than second g of x, then it will provide us the upper bound. So it will provide us the meanwhile or middleware between the two notations, that are upper bound and lower bound. So we can conclude it again as f of x is equals to theta of g of x, means f of x equals to b of g of x and f of x equals to omega of g of x, means it will provide us both the upper and lower bounds also. This is all about the different asymptotic notations by using which we are going to calculate the total time required or time complexity of any program in different manner. Means when you have to go through the conditions like try your program by providing inputs at the rarest condition, this will be using the big O notations. When you are using only some simple means starting conditions, then it will be omega means the lower bound, and when you are using only middle conditions means regular executions would be there, then this is the asymptotic theta means the middleware of your program.